So the next thing that we're actually going to get into is going back over reciprocity awareness. So if you remember, we had talked about that last week, and I gave you guys a little assignment form to go ahead and practice that during that last week. So if you could, why don't you go ahead and get those out and we'll review those. All right, excellent. Thank you so much for having that ready.
Brittany, where's yours?
I didn't do it.
And why not?
I didn't feel like it.
Well, you don't feel like doing a lot of things, but you gotta do them.
I'm sorry. I'm not
So
doing
Mom,
it.
it sounds like you might have a request.
Yeah, that she does what she needs to be more responsible.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, well hold on just 1 second. Actually, let me go ahead and stop here for a minute.
Okay.
This is one we haven't gotten into yet, but
Mhm.
we have another intervention called positive request that is actually really suitable for this kind of a situation in which you're really wanting to get some sort of request across. So what I'm going to do is we'll go back over and kind of discuss, you know, the reasoning behind this intervention. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of walk you through it real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to each give you one of these so you can kind of follow along. This is just a little cheat sheet on how to kind of go through the different steps. So in this situation, so I'm going to work with you first, Mom. So obviously you start the request using please, just because it's kind of a nice thing to do, good manners. And then you got to tell me a little bit about what is the action that you would that you want requested. So what is it that you're hoping she'll do?
Please do what is asked of you,
Okay.
and
Oh, hold on. You're just telling me now. I'm just
Oh,
kind of helping you work this out. So
please do what is asked of you, and
Okay.
your chores and keep up with responsibilities and
Okay.
be honest about doing them.
I get you. So, you know, wanting, you know, her to follow through with things that have been asked, but
Yeah.
let's use this for a specific instance. So I think right now what you're wanting to ask her is to be able to have this particular assignment filled out for
Yes.
when we meet.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So let me hear you say that using that step. How would that sound?
Brittany, please have your homework done for our meetings before it's time.
Perfect, just like that. So, and I like the tone too. So now I'm going to have you go ahead and look at her and do that first step. Now, Brittany, we'll get back to you, but right now you're just kind of listening to Mom as she goes through all these steps. Is that all right? Okay. So let me hear you say that to her.
Brittany, please have your assignment done for our meetings ahead of time.
Okay. All right, and then what's the next step that it says on there?
Okay, so state how you think it might be difficult for the person to do the request.
Okay, so tell me how you think that might be difficult for her.
She may have a lot of homework from school and just being a teenager, have a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all I can think
Yeah.
of.
No, it sounds reasonable. I think that's good. So now, basically, get those same 2 points across, but I want you to say it to her now.
Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Let me turn that off. My alarm. It's for the meeting that we're on time for. Anyway, let's see. State how you think it might be. Okay, so I'm going to say this to her.
Mhm.
The whole thing. Okay, Brittany, I know it'll be difficult for you to get your homework done sometimes because you have so much to do with your schoolwork and everything, but I still appreciate it if you can find a way to get this done.
Beautiful. Okay, next step.
State how it might be good for the other person if the request gets done.
So how would this be good for you? Or I'm sorry, how would this be good for her if she can get this done?
Well, if she has it done, it will reduce any arguments that we might have, or it's a positive thing. She might actually learn something, and we can make good use of our time in a session.
So it sounds like there's a few things in there. What do you think is the most important?
Making good use of our session time.
Okay, so you think it would be good for her because it would be good use of the session time.
Yes, which is beneficial to her.
So let's go ahead and have you say that to her now.
I think it would be good for you to have your assignment done because you would make the most use out of your session time and benefit from it.
Perfect, great, and I like how you're not interrupting. That's so awesome. Thank you. Okay, step 4. So how might it be good for you if the request is done?
Well, it would be good for me as well because I'm pretty busy and, you know, I had to take time out of my day to do this as well. And I think that ultimately that it will help improve our relationship. So I think that this is something that we need to take seriously. And do.
Okay, so it sounds like you feel that if she is able to get the homework completed, that might help your guys' relationship because maybe you'd feel she's being responsible?
Oh yeah, so she's taking this seriously.
Okay, so now tell that back to me. How would you want to phrase that?
If you're completing the homework, it's good for me because I think it's a good use of my time because you're taking this seriously and it'll improve our relationship.
Perfect. All right, now let's hear you say that to her.
Brittany, if you complete these assignments, I think it's going to be good for me because it's going to be a good use of our time and it'll help improve our relationship.
Perfect. Spot on. Now, how do you think you can help her get that request done? So that's step 5.
Well, I can remind her or I can, I guess, prompt her or give her some specific time of day or let her go into my room and borrow my desk if she needs to.
Okay.
Or help her with reduce some of her chores.
Okay. So it sounds like you could help her by either giving her some kind of reminder or being able to kind of help her out so that way she has more availability to do something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So could you go ahead and say that to her now?
Brittany, if there's something I can do to help you, I can maybe help out or reduce some of your chores or give you, or I can remind you at a certain time that you think it's best for you to get this done if you're having trouble remembering to do it.
Perfect. That is awesome. So what is step 6 then?
Tell how you will reward the person if the request gets done.
Okay. So if she's able to follow through and do this request, what's something you can do to reward her?
Well, she's been wanting to get her driver's license for a while. And, you know, if she continues doing her homework, I think that's something we'll strongly consider, you know, as long as she's maintaining, you know, compliance.
Okay. So are you saying it would make it, you'd be more apt to consider letting her get her license?
I think I'd let her get her license.
Okay. So if that's something specific and concrete to the situation, that if you can, you know, get your homework done consistently, then I'll allow you to go ahead and take the driver's exam?
Yes, the driving test.
Okay. So that's perfect. So, and I think that'd probably be pretty motivating. So how about you say that to her?
Well, if you promise to do all these assignments and get everything on time, and we'll sit and talk and we'll agree on what is a good time frame and what's consistent, we can go take you in a couple weeks to go take your driver's test.
Okay, perfect. All right, now how would you say step 7?
Let's see, tell the person you'd appreciate the request being done. I would appreciate you getting it done. I think it would mean a lot and we would both benefit from it, obviously.
Okay. And then what can you think of as an alternative if she isn't able to perform this request?
Suggest an acceptable alternative if the person can't do what is being asked. I can't think of a response for that.
This one can be kind of challenging, but...
Because if she needs to do what she's asked, well, she needs to do what she's asked.
Well, we're thinking about specific to getting any sort of assignments for, you know, her sessions completed before coming.
Oh, before coming, you know, if she can't get it done on time, then she can arrange to get it done as soon as possible after the session. You know, hopefully maybe the same day or just as soon as she possibly can.
Okay. That sounds good. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and let her know that?
Brittany, if for some reason, with all the accommodations we can do for you, you still can't find a way to get this done before the session, if you can get it done as soon as possible after the session, that would be great.
Okay. And all right, spot on. That's basically all the steps. So let me see here. So now that we've kind of gone through that, Brittany, now's your chance to kind of think that over. Now, if this is a request you think you can do, then you can simply kind of acknowledge that to your mother, or if you feel that it's, maybe you want to make your own request, then we can kind of take time right now for you to then make your request back to your mother.
I think I can do that. I can
Yeah.
try to get it done. And I'm glad that she recognized that sometimes I get really busy. I hate when she nags at me about stuff, so.
Well, yeah, certainly it's always good that people kind of acknowledge, that sometimes things are a little more challenging and, you have lots of things to do. Okay. Well, that was perfect. I thought you did an excellent job
Great.
of kind of going through those steps. What was it that you liked about going through those steps?
I liked being able to find a way to reward her, and I liked that she was able to respond with what she liked about the request, and how it would be best really. So.
Excellent. Yeah, it really is an effective strategy, and I think if you can kind of use it consistently and go through most of those steps, you'll see a lot more positive results, and especially just being able to communicate it more effectively, because sometimes that's where we're kind of challenged. So that was, but you went through that perfectly. I mean, step by step, and you remained level through the whole time. I thought that was great. All right.